No. Of course he would be involved in that. That's right.
I saw that. That's nice. We have one in.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get into this,
I do too.
It's not working?
And then I realized.
You're not working either? Yep. Mark just willy-nilly does what he wants. And
Yeah.
doesn't confirm with me or nothing.
Well, we've had some PW emails active in the last year or whatever, and then we all got like spam. So I was just like, is this actually from you? Should I click on it? It seemed, when I read it, I was like, farmers, I was like, it's gotta be all Mike, and then I was just like, I gotta make sure before I click on it.
So the for sure the first bid and the first thing will be on nice. First thing.
That's what we're
Yeah.
272. That's gonna be the next one. That's
Are we not getting details more?
I thought we were over to
Expo or something, Wisconsin State Tree Farm Expo, and they said they're not coming up with any Christmas trees.
Mark, you have those minutes in there.
Yes.
I don't.
You don't.
They don't have it.
Yeah.
Minute, then you gotta go later. One from our special board meeting. Page 39, 290.
No, I'm in our agenda.
I don't have any information, so. I had to look. I didn't have officially. All I can get to work is.
Yeah, because the attachments in that.
Mine don't.
I did last night. I got them last night.
Well, not, I can't say all of them. Well, now they're not.
Page 39, 290.
Sorry.
You just open your email attachment?
Yeah, that's the only way. Having trouble getting in yours too? Weird. They were all there.
No, there's no.
Mark can't get into his either. Call meeting to order. Yep, 6 o'clock. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Here.
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 Cameras on. For public hearing, the 2026 budget. Call public hearing for the 2026 budget review to order. We need a motion for that? I can't.
No.
No.
B, call for public comments for the proposed 2026 budget. Is there any public comments on the 2026 budget? Going once. I knew you had to say something. I was waiting for this. Dale Crawley.
I had the opportunity to receive some of the detail of the budget for the proposed for this year, and I was impressed with what Kim had provided to myself at least. I don't know if all of you have that too or not, but you have historic numbers that show what's happened in the past. And I think that's really important as you look to what's going to happen in the future, because that way you can monitor where there's increases in expenses or decreases in expenses and find out how to address each one of those issues. So I think Kim has done an excellent job in putting that together, and I hope that you people on the board utilize that in the future when you do planning for capital expenditures especially. because you'll also note in the packet, there is, the levy now, we proposed 25% of that goes to debt service. And as we move forward, it doesn't appear to me that our values within the village are gonna increase substantially over the next few years, because there's no housing lots available. There are 6 that I know of that are currently not built on. But without having an increase in in that amount of assessed valuation, the burden for the debt's gonna continue for a number of years. So I just caution you as you move forward with any additional debt, which I'm sure you're all aware of, to be mindful of doing some analysis prior to taking on more debt. And with that, that's all I have to say.
Can I speak at all, or no? Is this public comment? I can't say a word about that.
Well, it's a public hearing.
Right.
The public,
Okay.
go up to the podium.
I just wanna say, Dale, I appreciate that, but you know, I think there should be a lot of thanks to this village board too, that pressing the issue of balanced budget. Also, but yes, Kim has done a very, very fine job on this, and this board has spent a lot of time and effort on this, and we do have a debt, you know, I understand the debt thing, and we're gonna kinda slow her down a little bit here too, but
You know, I realize that the village had all input on that when you did the budget, but when you look at, you can have historic numbers, which we've not had in the past, laid out in front of you. It's a lot very easier to make a decision, I would think, with that information than when you had 1 year of actual numbers and a budgeted number. So I guess that's my point more than anything.
yep. Any more public comments? Any more public comments for the 2026 budget? One more time, public comments. Okay, we'll adjourn the public hearing. Number 5, consent agenda. Everything on the consent agenda.
B is not in our packet, so.
B is not in the packet.
I had sent Mark an email asking for the financial report, and he had said Kim hadn't had them done yet.
We have September's done, that's the latest that are done.
So does that item have to be removed?
Well, I can't make code, I mean, if we don't have it, we can't approve it.
So we don't have B.
So we don't have October's. Of course, I can't get it on my iPad. We can just pull B then. Do we have a motion for the rest of them?
And then,
Is there more?
yeah, C, unless that was. See let's see. Board of Trustees, November 6th. Oh yeah, that's been up, yeah, it's updated. I didn't see it earlier today, so. I just wanted to make sure that,
I think the rest of it's there.
yeah.
So, poll B, I'll make a motion to approve A, C, D, and E.
Second,
Motion and a second to approve consent agenda A, not B, C, D, and E. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? B, then obviously we're not gonna make any action on and put it on for next month. Okay. 6, regular agenda, 2026 proposed general fund budget and ambulance budgets. Further review of proposed 2026 village budget. Yeah, we had our meeting last Thursday. Did we get in? Kim, you wanna give some updated details on this? Considering we had some questions after Thursday's meeting?
so we put together a budget, we've been working on this for a couple months. We submitted numbers to the newspaper, and then had our budget committee meeting on the 6th, and then tonight is full board. And so the numbers haven't changed much since what we put in the newspaper. I did a reconciliation, and what happened between last Thursday's budget committee meeting and now, I've had a chance to work on that state levy limits worksheet. And
I got it. So use it.
we weren't far off. So that being said, the proposed levy for this budget is $3,000,006, and I'm just gonna use round numbers. Previous year's levy was $3,270,000, so we're up 352,000. And 270,000 is the new bonds, the interest and principal on the new bonds, and the other 80 is basically out of the police department with the increase in wages. So, that's that. I try to keep it simple. I'll give you copies of these since I just pass them all around. I highlighted the two budget years.
Thanks. Enlighten me why Thursday when we asked for it, it needed to be added to this.
Yep, crosswalks.
Do I have it in my notes here?
Crosswalks.
Healthy crosswalk lights. It says right on there. I was looking at my other note on here, the right of way fees.
So we were tight, so we did not put any money in for the crosswalks.
We did
We're
not.
hoping to get the grants.
Oh, that's right, well, okay, so the levy was tight enough, so no, we're not gonna put it in there, but if there's room next year, that's first on our list. Then we have keep a balanced budget. That was 45.
Yeah, I actually had, Graham made some cuts, and the library cut $2,600, and Graham cut $15 out of his budget to help us offset some other increases, so,
Okay.
since last Thursday. So it's been a good team effort, and there's still a lot to learn, but
I think a lot of our questions were answered on Thursday, so. We're gonna take a quick look at, peek at everything.
the other page, that we did, Ellers sent a snapshot, I don't know if you see it, it shows how much the increase would be based on assessed values. So we're looking right now at the most current numbers, for 200,000, it would be an increase of $148.
To confirm that levy increase of 10.8% is approved by the state.
It's within the limit, yes. That is our limit.
What's our limit?
That is our limit.
10.8 is the limit.
So
because it includes debt, so the debt that's in that number isn't part of the levy limit. But we ran it by dollars, went through that whole levy limit worksheet, so we're within the approved formula.
So Paul, the budget and the levy is all one, you do that all in one for the resolution?
Looks like it's, is it written?
It's written in here as one, so I just wanna make sure that if you didn't have to do the budget first and then the levy,
Well, you could do the levy first.
you do the levy first. This is the budget and levy adoption.
Yeah, they're together.
You get together in one, and you're not making any changes,
Right.
you can do it in one.
So we need a motion.
Well, yeah, we can go to B to review and approve resolution 2025-11 budget tax levy adoption. So yeah, we'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for 2025-11 budget for 2026.
Second.
A motion, a second. Questions? Any comments? Roll call.
Van Dam,
Yes.
Serafino,
Yes.
Knightmeyer,
Yes.
Surratt,
Yes.
Worland,
Yes.
Jurgens. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, C, Police Department Building Renovation Project, project update. Paige, good to see ya.
Good to see ya. Hello. Thank you for having us tonight. We do have some pictures tonight we brought along, so I don't know if Mark, you're able to
Yes.
pull those up.
Hopefully they'll be there.
Awesome.
We want little pictures, better words.
So I can just get started with the current status report. So we are moving along at a swift pace out there, and things are looking really good. So if you get the opportunity to get out there and see it at all, it's going quick. The DNR rooms are finished, so the whole DNR side is done. We're waiting for lights to arrive and then to do the final sealing inspection. But other than that, everything else, we have done our first round of punch lists on that side of the building. So the DNR is going to be moving fully into that side very soon. Underground piping has been installed and all the slab infill is done. On the exterior, there were some foundation wall corrections that were needed because things didn't quite align with our drawings and our structural recommendations. So that kind of put a little hitch in the project for a little bit, but we worked with Berghammer, really, really great work together, and we got that all rectified. So now all those corrections have been made, and the foundation walls are in place. Sidewalks as well, there was a little hiccup with some sidewalks that didn't match our plans, but again, Berghammer was very, very fast to rectify that issue. So those have all now been redone and they are correct as we had them planned. Excavation of the DNR garage has occurred as well, so we're just waiting on that DNR garage to be delivered and erection to occur. The first layer of asphalt too for that garage has been poured. Got some pictures up here that we can go through. So first picture that you'll see there, that is kind of standing in the what will be the locker room area for the police, and kind of looking at their, those will be their toilet rooms there, and kind of towards the front of the building where the new interview rooms and reception area will be. So the next picture, that is a little further in, so that kind of angled roof or angled framing there that you see, that is the interview room. And then right adjacent to that is the reception area. So that's where the receptionist will sit and interact with the public. And then on that side is the open office environment. This is just a hallway that leads over to the DNR side. So see, got some above ceiling things going on there. And then this is our exterior shot. So this is before sidewalks had been replaced, that's now out of date, and so sidewalks are in. And then this is the foundation walls, so this, I believe, is after, these are the correct foundation walls,
Correct,
right,
yep.
sheet, yeah. So this is after the correction had been made, so these are the finals there. So moving kind of on, we do have change order number 1, that's gonna come to you guys tonight. I see it's kind of after the pay app request and item 3 here on this list, so I don't know if you want me to go into anything in too much detail right now, but basically the change order number 1 accommodates the PR number 1 through PR number 10, and it's a mixture of things, but it ultimately adds up to about $10,000. I'm happy to go into any of the items if you would like. $10,000 is about 10% of our overall contingency for the project. So at this point, when we're about 60% or so through construction, we're feeling pretty good about that number still. So it is 10,000, it's the first one you've seen, so it does accommodate a lot of things that have happened thus far. But we're through all structural work, we're through kind of all the major uncovering things that are unforeseen. So again, feeling pretty good about that number. Next steps, so the warden's office and DNR conference room are going to be fully finished out, and the DNR will move into that new space. And then we move fully over to the police side, and it's just finishing framing all the police spaces, and really finish work is kind of where we're at now. On the exterior, the DNR garage material is, the construction is going to begin soon. The material should be arriving on site, if not already.
Yep.
On site. And then the police garage slab is also going to be poured with the rest of the foundation walls there. And the rest of the parking lots will be poured. One of the items that you'll see under the change order is a 2-stage asphalt. So it was decided, based on where we are in the year, it's better to do 1 lift of asphalt now and then a second lift in the spring. We'll just have a better finished product overall, so it was discussed to move forward with that. So you will get one lift on here this fall before the snow flies.
That's what I hope would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put both, they wanted to put both base and wear on?
Initially, that's what we were planning, if timing would have worked out, but we're kind of at that point now where we don't really think that's a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and if there are any items on the change order list that you want to review, happy to answer any of that.
I got a couple on the structural design changes, so
Yes.
can you elaborate what happened?
Yeah, so that is related to that foundation wall
So
issue.
what
So
happened?
basically what happened, our structural engineers provide information on where the rebar has to be in that foundation wall. And when the foundation wall was erected, a piece of it was actually chipped off by accident, and they were gonna repair it, and we took a look at it, we sent it to our engineers to talk about a fix, and our engineers said, doesn't look like the rebar is where it's supposed to be. So then we had Berghammer do some additional cutting away of that wall and confirmed that the rebar was not in place where it should be. So that's $1,700. It's a credit on here because it's just paying BKBM, the structural engineer, out of Berghammer. Berghammer has to pay that to have them do some redesign of that foundation wall.
Also, it's not us.
So it evens out, it's a wash for the village, but it's just Berghammer is having to pay for some additional structural design fees.
So did that have to do with, because those pillars came down?
That was another part of it, so that fits into that as well, because they had to do some design work for those columns, yes.
But we're not on the hook for it.
Not on the hook for any of that, nope, so that's just Berghammer is taking care of all of that.
Okay.
Just a demolition guy that wanted to wreck everything.
Yeah, they get excited.
Was there a change to the new DNR garage too, that I
saw that.
There was a change to the, overhead door size, and that was just based on, I think the ones that we had in there were 8 feet, or 12 feet, and they need 14-foot doors. So it was just an upside.
I just need to make sure we get a total that includes that, for the overall cost for that building.
Yep. Okay. We can work with Mark on that, get you what you need.
Any more questions? You worked with Berghammer before?
I have not personally, no.
Are you a little impressed? It seems like they're
I
doing
am, yeah.
efficiently and
I've been
faster, and I've
very
never
happy
seen
with that.
anything built
Yeah,
for a government.
they're very, very communicative and really working well with our team. So yes, it's been a good experience so far.
Okay.
Something's gotta go right.
Oh, something has to go right. Well, we have
Say
not.
that out loud.
Everything's going wrong. Well, if you guys have no more questions for Paige, you can move on. Thanks,
Okay,
Paige.
thank you so much.
Do all these separate? or-
Yeah, we better do them all separate.
Motion to approve pay request 2 for Berghammer, $201,564.11.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to approve change order 1, Berghammer Builders, $10,196.
I don't even need to read anything. I don't even know why I'm here. We got a motion and a second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to approve Wold Architecture payment, $9,794.84.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Don't read this one.
No, you can read
Okay, I figured. D, review and approve pay request 5, 9th Street project, $548,142.93. Yeah? You're gonna know already.
No, hopefully not, no.
I know.
Yeah, overview on that one is, it's basically including everything except for retainage, some driveway pavings left out of there, restoration work. It's a few minor items, most of that is on there and completed. What else did I have about that? I guess timeline wise, I heard that they're supposed to be out there doing restoration tomorrow. There's most likely gonna be items and punch list walkthrough here soon, and items they have to address in the spring. We'll be out there shooting record drawings and items to start finalizing the final schedule for assessments, and then hopefully the next one is the last one.
So how much, what's retainage?
$40,784.
That's it?
That's it? It's not a lot of retainage for being over a month behind.
Yeah, we didn't up it from our normal 5% or whatever that is. I guess the other discussion is, in that final, you guys will have to have discussion on contract timeline.
That's usually with that, yeah.
Yeah, that, if you guys are going to extend it to the completion date this week, we're gonna call it completed and then have our year warranty for them coming back to reseed and address punch list items. That'll be taken care of with a change order, a final change order during pay request 6.
We need to get a final bill from Ayers on the extra time that you've been out there.
Yeah, and I can run a timeline of, I think, October 7th to whenever they're done this week.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, because we're paying you guys extra for being out there for, I don't think we need to pay for it, but we'll deal with that.
Yeah,
We'll deal with that later, that's
I
another,
can provide. the
that's
numbers
another month's
to you guys.
meeting.
Yep,
But I think it's fair enough that we need to have all those numbers for
yep.
next month when we decide to
I can run all. of
finalize
this
all
fine.
this stuff, and Mark and I and Paul, if there's more questions to be asked for next month's meeting on this, we'll get some information, I think.
And just so you're aware, all the items in here that are paying bid quantities are subject to change to here after we shoot everything up, so we'll still be finalizing all the quantities for the final pay
compaction passed everywhere?
We're still waiting on the breaker testing for Maple, so that's not in here either.
That's not in there either.
It's not in there.
Alright.
So,
Otherwise,
waiting on testing on that, and then just those final, they paved driveways yesterday, I think, so.
everybody's happy with their driveway aprons, all
From what I've
phone
heard
calls
so
that I
far.
got from the
No,
grog
I-
nuts and,
I have not received any, so.
alright.
I have a general question, just because we have road project again next year.
No. Oh.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
this was like the wettest summer. How does weather impact, is that factored into timing and whether or not schedules met or not?
That's already been a discussion with Albrightson. I guess what we do usually is the WisDOT has a spreadsheet for what should be assumed for rain days in each month in the duration that they're working, and we try to take a look at that and figure out how many they should have assumed in their schedule versus what they actually had. So in our observation reports, we record days they're not there, days they're not working. They've argued back and forth. We've been having discussions about that already, and that was one of theirs, is they feel that it was excessive. So,
There's a lot of other questions to be asked about that though, Kim.
Yeah.
About, there might have been some rain days there, but the way they took care of the project and left the project, that there should have been better drainage and could have drained better.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions that will be asked about this, but I get it. They said there was a lot of rain days over here. I worked 35 miles over there. I had 2 all summer. So 35 miles is a long ways for weather, but that's why we did ask them to document every day that they were either not there, not working Saturdays, and or rain or whatever was going on.
yeah, so we can provide that in the summary.
Yep, that'll be next month deal too, so. Okay. Yeah, if you want to.
Make a motion to approve the pay request for the Ninth Street project for $548,142.93.
Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Any more questions? Matt, comments, something?
I got lots of comments.
No?
I don't know what the time is, if it's when the final.
I think it definitely write them down for next month, and because I'll be right there with you on a few comments and questions, and I think Mitch will be well prepared.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion second. Any more questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay. E, review and approve village office building camera and DVR system replacement.
So the village received 2 quotes, one from Access Security, which put the cameras and the access at the EMS building, and the other quote was from HES, that's Home Electronic Systems from Hudson. And so the quotes, in reality, are very close. Access gave us a quote for, it includes an additional camera on the west side of the building, and I did not get that in the HES quote. I wanted to, just get that kind of as an option. That site over there where the dumpsters are, there's no cameras over there, so I thought maybe we could add another camera. But the cost of that's $1,100, so if you take $1,100 off of Access Security, then their quote is a little bit, $150, maybe higher than HES. So based on the fact that we already work with Access, and Tom, I think you're pretty happy with them.
Yeah, we've been very happy with that.
So I think all things being equal, I guess I'd recommend going with Access Security. The other camera would be on the west side of the building. There's no parking over there. There's dumpsters or trash, 2 dumpsters, trash and recycling over there. That's about $1,100 more to put a camera there, so.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion to go with Access Security due to the fact that I'm gonna throw my comment in there that, we've been dealing with HES with multiple issues at the fire department on our entertainment system. And I can tell you they've had turnover, high turnover with their technicians, and our problems are still not resolved. So I'm gonna go with Tom, and I'm gonna make a motion to approve access security.
I'll second that.
Motion second.
It works the day they're there.
It does not work.
Then 2 hours later, it doesn't work.
It's
So, Mark, these are all external cameras? They're not-
No, there's
5 indoors.
5 indoors, 2 here, 2 out there, 1 at the back.
Exits are- I know they are.
Do you get the flotation device on?
So there's 5 in and 4 out.
Camera's on. You got the camera
3.
on.
But you- and the extra one, here's 2, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is putting 1 on the west side of the building when we're doing this.
Okay, just one comment. Beth mentioned last week that there has been some small theft from the library.
Yeah, so we can talk to them
If we can
about
get an
getting,
internal camera near or
Yeah.
in that door or near that.
yeah, we're gonna look at that. Once, we figured once the company was selected, we'd have them come back.
Okay,
Because
perfect.
they can easily add more cameras to this
To
DVR,
the system.
yeah,
Okay.
to our systems.
Okay.
Yep.
Any more comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Aye. Because I didn't get any information on it. I don't have anything on my iPad, so that's why I'm saying no.
292 pages.
It doesn't matter, I don't have any information on it, so that's why I said no. No, too late, should have had that information.
It's page 101.
I guess I should, now it's done, but did you, was it budgeted?
Where are you getting 290? You got 10 more pages.
No, this is not budgeted, it's like a emergency thing, huh?
There you go. Should I ask that question before I said?
Planning on replacing it.
Yeah,
We'll take it out of street problem.
okay.
Tourism.
All right. Committee reports, Public Safety and Personnel Committee. Who wants to take that one?
Which one?
Mark?
You can take it, Chad.
Chad does a really good
Oh,
job.
jump
He
out.
He
does
does.
a great job.
Didn't we have this in our special, have you seen it?
This is all pretty much covered.
Yeah, so October 9th,
Very much.
yeah, we already kinda did it.
Sergeant's job description was,
Yeah, we have, one of the main things, we got the union contract done with the police unions, that was finalized. Came, I think it was a pretty good, kind of what we thought it was gonna be. Kevin did a great job of putting together what he expected, and we had good responses, and everything kind of went right to plan, so. Did that one well, I think we should be happy with that one. We did update the sergeant's, position pay a little bit. That now went up from $1 to $2 an hour increase for that sergeant pay.
That's with the-
that's in the
That's in the,
It's in the budget, right?
contract.
right, but it's also in the contract.
Yes, that's
So
to
this-
better reflect the roles and responsibilities that role has. And
Well, we discussed the revision of the police sergeant, which we do need to approve tonight. And the only revision there is that recommended of at least 2 years of police experience in order to be sergeant instead of the 4 that it was originally.
3 instead of
3. 3 instead of 5, thank you. So that's something that will need to take action by the board.
That's all you guys got? It seemed like it was pretty simple. I mean, we had all the information.
Yeah, everything else was.
Everything worked out with the, yeah, Thursday was with the contracts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the police patrol sergeant job description inclusive of the change where we now require experience as a police officer, preferably 3 years or more rather than 5 years.
Second.
Motion second. Questions? Comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Discuss and approve the changes to the village, the schedule of village contribution to the HSA deductible for full-time employees in 2026. Is that for everybody, or?
I mean, it's up for all the full-time
Yeah.
that have health insurance. Basically, before the contributions were made from January till June. And in June, there was a larger amount, but January through May were the same, and now we're proposing to change it, or it is changed, so that, basically it'll be over 12 months, 12 equal payments over 12 months. This way if somebody quits early in the year, or quits anytime, I say before June, they're gonna have all of their HSA and only work 6 months, so we wanna split it up over 12.
Well, Kim had actually mentioned in the meeting that it would be split over 26 pay periods.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
over each
12
pay
months.
period.
But
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
not,
it's-
yeah,
It's split up over 26 pay
right.
periods.
It's not 24 or 12 payments, it's actually 26.
Is it something that Kim brought up, or?
No,
you guys?
okay. It's bi-monthly. I think when you look at that form,
So it'd
it
be
says
12.
bi-monthly.
Oh,
So it's
bi-monthly.
24.
So 24.
They have, it's 24.
24 of the 26.
And it's not, we're not changing any dollar amounts in total for the year. We're changing the schedule so that it matches the payroll system. So it's not front-loaded the first 6 months, it's spread out over 12 months.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
I would make a motion to approve, just because it's just the schedule and not the amount, so.
Okay.
I'll make, yeah, go ahead, just second that, that's fine.
You on board, you
No.
can say more to it, you can add them.
You don't want me to keep talking, it'll go on forever.
Well, Jody doesn't want to keep talking either, because she's gonna write that all
I
down
know.
for motion, so.
I'll just make a motion to approve
Yeah, motion.
changes to the schedule.
Motion a second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, B, Planning Commission. We had a Planning Commission on November 3rd. We had our comprehensive planning meeting, which I thought went really well. There was, well, we had 5 or 6 from the county here. Must have had 15 to 20 people, if not more, from the community. They set up stations, everybody went around and
It's a good turnout.
said, wrote on post-it notes and gave them ideas. I think went really well. A couple board members did show up. Matt and Austin were here. You guys went around. Like it was cool. I mean,
There's a lot more people than I ever expected.
well, that's very true.
Which
So,
is usually
Good.
0.
However, I was actually shocked that there weren't more. I really kind of was a little disappointed, I guess.
I couldn't believe it. I thought
Yeah,
there
I
was
was
one
impressed.
person in here.
Yeah, that's the way it usually is.
So we did that for the first hour and a half, and then we went on into Johnson Tractor. I'll just, we'll get to that in a second here. We had one driveway complaint about a driveway that they put in without a permit, and somebody told on them. So I think there's nothing to be done about it right now. We need, I think, Paul, you got the information about this at all?
Was put in without a permit at a width that's not meeting ordinance.
Right. Did we actually get we wanted Paul to read that ordinance, right, or what that said on that permit, so we could get clarification?
Yeah, they were not meeting the permit language nor the ordinance, so you can pick which one, but the permit says that the driveway shall be no wider than 24 feet at the right-of-way line, and the ordinance says 24 feet at the curb line. They weren't meeting either of those.
And they were doing it the wrong way, though. They read the ordinance correct.
Yeah, they were
Right.
misreading.
So,
There was a reference on the building permit, one
They were in the wrong.
of the complaint of 33 feet from the center line,
okay,
and that's not a universal thing. That was just for them. So depending on where they feel the right-of-way ends from the center of the street, that can vary, 4 or 5 feet. And I think there was a lot of confusion that 33 feet was being applied to every property. It's not. So I think that's a lot of the crux of the confusion that we had during that meeting.
okay. So now you need to make sure that you contact them and explain this to them.
I have.
And are we putting it on the agenda for next month's planning commission? Because the planning commission has to make the recommendation if we're gonna make them cut their driveway.
Yeah, it's on the agenda because it wasn't really resolved
Okay.
for next month.
So yeah, that was
Yep.
exciting few moments in life there, but we had Mark Donkerski with the ordinance reader that he slightly confused, but he kind of had the way Eric, found out it was, they're in the wrong. They're just straight out the wrong, and we'll deal with that next month.
So, just to elaborate on that one, so how about that second driveway where the guy put in, is that conformed? Did he get a permit and put rocks in?
What second driveway?
Who was the
The
other
one-
couple that was
The
here?
one next
Oh,
to your landscape.
yeah, so no, they did not all get a permit, but they did get a permit now because somebody turned them in, so they quickly went and got a permit, and now we're waiting on, supposedly they had a appointment with the building inspector that either they didn't show up or the building inspector went out there and quick just drove by, measured it quick and see what's happened. We gotta figure out, we need to talk to the building inspector and see if they have.
They're already on it.
So are they okay, what they did?
Well, the building inspector, without getting into great detail, said they went out a couple times and people were home, didn't answer. People said they weren't home, but they've contacted them now and they're gonna set up another time. I asked them to set up another time to go out
Right.
there.
Because might as well do this all at one
Yep.
time, because they're two doors down from each other.
Yep.
The other thing that, after that meeting I sat in on, I did drive Pintail and Wood Duck and Bluebill. And all those houses have been done after our ordinance, for sure, right?
It was 2004.
There are quite a few driveways that are out of compliance. So I'm not saying that, it was done after the fact. I think some of these were done during initial construction, so somebody should be.
Well, that should come down to the building inspector, that in initial construction,
I just
the
wanted.
building
I didn't
inspector
know
should
if
be
we'd
checking
come-
that out.
Right,
Now, these two driveways were both add-ons,
I understand.
and I got the mumbo jumbo, like, we didn't know, and I
And I know
called
that-
out one homeowner, like,
Yeah.
yes, you did know.
And then it was mentioned, well, the rest, if you walk the rest of the neighborhood, well,
Oh, I got a list of 97 other addresses that were in violation supposedly. Well, I could have went through 90% of them and said, these homes were built in the 60s, we didn't have an ordinance back then, so.
Yeah, because they were pretty quick to start calling out.
Oh, yeah, they were, so,
We're,
but it'll be interesting, we'll get back to that next month for all that mumbo jumbo stuff. So then we had, Johnson Tractor came in, they're doing a gravel parking lot, basically, had to do a new CSM site plan, go ahead and take the rest of it.
Sure. So, to the west of their building, along 94, proposing doing a 2-acre gravel parking lot to move all their implements and tractors and things, that they've got kind of scattered around out there to that location. They're proposing to expand the stormwater pond that's in the southwest corner that they own and maintain. So it's not a village-owned, to manage the stormwater. And then the other thing was the CSM, I know it's listed as two different pieces, or I'll finish on the site plan first, I guess. That there's no proposed lighting, out there or anything, it's just gravel lot. Nothing really else on the site plan, I guess, of note. There's not even a lot of grading that needs to happen. The CSM, the original proposed, was not a staff and didn't agree with the way that it was laid out. So remember when we did the original CSM for the initial building, the lot where Johnson Tractor sits was one lot, old farmhouse was a second lot, and the remainder of the property was an outlot. And there was a note on the CSM that said something to the effect of, any future building improvements, including roads, water, sewer, et cetera, shall be the costs of the adjoining lots or something like that. And you can't do public improvements on an outlot, so anytime that would be developed, they'd have to come back to us and do a new CSM. The first CSM we received just changed the entire outlot and the Johnson Tractor into one big lot, and didn't have that note, which didn't give us that protection of being stuck with that cost. So we requested a change, and they responded, agreeing to it. And basically what they did is or what they're proposing in the CSM is just expanding the lot that Johnson Tractor building sits on to the west to include the gravel parking lot, and the rest remain outlot, so, with that note added as well, so I feel that that was worked before, which we believed it did, in protection, this follows a similar tack. Did have some discussions with Leo about it, and he's like, you know, if and when this goes, you know, when I'll be responsible for the costs, and I said, no, when it goes, being the extension of Gracie Drive, because you have to extend that through that property eventually. It has to go to the west, or it has to go down south to 50th, at some point. So right now, it's too long of a dead-end cul-de-sac, doesn't meet ordinances, the intent was set for that to go be a through street at some point. So we're still in that. So the plan commission recommended approval of both the site plan and CSM.
Did we, Leo's last thing here about cutting that curb out a little bit, to have access to that outlet? Are we doing that, or is that, did you guys look into that?
So Leo asked after the action on the agenda items, if he could get a driveway cut on the south side of Gracie so that they could access the lot to the south to show potential buyers, is the way I understood.
That's all I
So
kind of did.
are we allowed to do that?
So
Isn't the purpose of putting the equipment on lot one, because that was my question, are they able, as a village and ordinance, are they able to put equipment on all lot one?
No. So they'll have to move all the equipment to lot one, which will be the expanded lot that the building sits on, and include this gravel lot. They won't be able to put equipment on the south side of Gracie.
So why would we have to cut a driveway?
So they can drive in there and show potential buyers and not drive over the curb or whatever?
I don't know, can you get out at the north end of the cul-de-sac, or is that ditch all the way around that?
The ditch goes all the way
That's
around.
ditch.
So I said, he asked if I could just approve it, and I said that would be a driveway permit request.
So that would be actually another planning commission meeting anyway
Yeah.
for that, right, or no?
I don't know if that could be
A
done
driveway
just
request to which lot?
to the outlot, to the south.
But they can't put equipment there.
Right, it's
They
only
don't
to
plan
drive
on
out
putting
there to
equipment
look.
Do you plan on putting it?
No.
Oh.
That's the purpose, they want to just have access to it, so they can show that land to potential buyers in the future. They're not putting any equipment out there, that's what Leo wanted that put in for.
But when you said potential buyers.
Oh,
like
yeah,
potential
potential
of
land buyers or,
equipment.
yeah,
Oh,
not equipment
right,
buyers.
of the land.
Okay,
That's land buyers,
I'm
sorry.
done.
I should have clarified that.
But I'm thinking potential buyers of the piece of implement.
No,
And Leo's brother and.
Eric.
Eric.
Yep, with the C.
yeah,
With the C, Aries, yes.
All right.
sorry, I could have clarified that better, sorry, man.
So, Eric, you can comment to this too, but it would seem as though, you know, you could potentially drive over the curb to view the lot for sale. You know, if we've got a UTV or you're gonna go out there, I don't know. I don't know what the ordinance says on, you know, providing a driveway when there's not a proposed principal structure or anything along with it. But I kind of put it to building inspection if they're the ones that approve driveways. I said you have to get a driveway permit. I honestly don't know if a driveway permit would be allowed or not.
Can you call it farm access?
Could.
They're gonna pay it, farm it?
I guess we can deal with that,
Yeah.
we can deal with that when it comes
We'll deal
around.
with it administratively.
Or Leo can just take him in a brand new tractor and hop the curb and go down there and show him with a brand new tractor.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Buy this land and buy this tractor.
All right, yeah, the planning commission recommended approval on, we'll do them separate.
Motion to approve the Johnson Tractor CSM.
Second.
Motion second, questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to approve Johnson Tractor site plan.
Second.
Second, third, fourth, questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Eric, do me a favor.
Thank you.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Text Leo and said that we didn't approve it. Eric, no, Eric, this is your time to get back at it, Leo, a little bit.
Hey, he's at a church meeting right now.
No, don't do it, no, bad timing. Not
I'm
at
putting the
church.
church in front of the city of Baldwin.
Okay.
Go figure.
Just mess with him a little bit, just for me.
We'll put it off till next month.
Thanks, guys.
The last note from planning commission is that we talked about dates and set the fourth Monday of every month for the comprehensive plan meeting. You are all invited to shop, 5:30 to 7, the fourth Monday of the month.
5:30 to what?
I've confirmed all those dates with
Except Memorial Day.
yes, with the county.
Thanks.
So
See you guys later.
Nicole can make all those dates set.
When are we gonna move Memorial Day?
We'll worry about when we get there.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just skip May meeting totally, who knows?
Just do the August.
Eric, you're up.
Oh, I am?
You are.
Well, I don't have my memo in front of me, but, we're, just this week, worked with Mitch and, Graham, and we're pulling together the LRIP applications, which are the local road improvement program. Money that flows down from the DOT, portion administered by the counties. And we decided to do next year's project for what they refer to as the MSILP or entitlement program, which is roughly $20,000 to $30,000. Mentioned maybe at last meeting or the meeting before, we have roughly $50,000 from that same program waiting for us to request reimbursement for the project that's happening this year. So as long as they usually run in cycles of half the municipalities get it 1 year, the other half get it the other year, or 2-year cycle. I don't even know if it's our turn, but not all municipalities submit. And if you're doing a project, you might as well submit good for 5 years. We decided not to go for the bigger pot of money, which is a discretionary supplemental. It's a statewide thing, and they try to split it up and push it around, and there might be one project in St. Croix County kind of idea. We had put in for 9th back in 2023, and we're not awarded. It's really geared towards improvements in safety and pedestrian access. Has a few other things in there that help you kind of score higher. And Graham and I talked about it. Graham suggested, and I think it's a good one, that we wait until the next cycle and submit for Cedar. So we're planning to do Cedar from 63 to 8th, which is what runs by Nielsen's there. And for a couple of main reasons, improve drainage and provide sidewalks to eventually have a crosswalk across 63. And so improving those two things, I think we will score higher. This project we know we want to do, so we decided to wait on that program. A couple other reviews and things. Haven't heard anything on 11th Avenue by scooters.
No plowing.
Yeah, Graham has told them we're not plowing it, because we haven't accepted it.
What are some of the check items?
There's kind of just some grading cleanup.
Yeah, restoration, there's a broken chunk of curb on the one inlet, storm inlet, mostly just cleanup kind of things.
Yeah, it's nothing too big.
Are you gonna plow it enough so people get into scooters though, or?
No,
Really?
not ours.
Rock on, man. Awesome.
Put down.
Yep, I like it.
I think that's it. That's all I'll mention. You got my report.
And I don't know if it'd be courteous to mention the scooters, have you? The owners?
That says the owner is over there.
No, the owner, the scooter isn't owned.
Oh,
They're all franchise.
Well, I know, but we have a contact.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Mark and Jody can make a contact to the owners of scooters and just say, to let you know.
Yeah.
That would be a common courtesy, because otherwise we will have residents calling here saying, why didn't we plow the street? Because they don't know either. So you guys probably should be courteous to email them, call them, somehow contact the owners.
Okay.
Should
Because
be
I'm
someone
thinking,
available.
I'm thinking Scooters has hired a private, to do their driveway.
Right.
So if they have, if they know they have to do up to their driveway, then.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hurt business, but I'm not contacting them, so. Mitch, you got anything?
Not specifically, no.
Well,
Besides
we're
the updates on the project, I guess they're out there finishing up this week.
Okay.
We're working on finalizing those stuff for special assessments and get ready for the next meeting. So.
Yeah, that'll be the one. Graham?
I had one more thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So, you did hear we didn't get any money for crosswalk signs, right?
In the budget,
In the budget?
just tonight, we weren't able to fund that.
Well, I did catch that, I was at the budget meeting, obviously, but,
So, yeah, so hopefully we can get a safe route to school grant.
yeah, so I did pass along, you know, both the rapid flashing beacon and paving of the trail to our grant group.
Okay.
We put together a little memo of what opportunities are out there. You know, the TAP program, that's probably what you're thinking of, that's through DOT,
But is there another grant for safe route to school?
yeah, so I think the safe route to school, there is one both for planning and construction, I believe. You know, and I don't know, level of cost, if there's you know, I more think of bigger projects, not, you know, $20,000 projects kind of thing when I think of grants. But we're looking into it, and we'll provide a outline of these other programs available and what it takes, and then we'll decide what we want to apply for.
Matt, refresh me real quick. Where's the main one that you want? There's 3 of you want in, or what's the?
I think there's four.
I think that for next year, we want to do 2, for sure.
And they're at,
I think they were at Oak and the ones that have them,
Yeah, Curtis and
Curtis and Oak.
We just do that, have them.
Curtis and Oak.
Yeah. We wanted to, upgrade those to push buttons.
Well, get a hold of Quick Trip. They give grant monies out every year.
Okay.
So get a hold of that relations guy, because he said,
Scott Tiger.
no, that's the vice president of properties.
Oh, that's a real estate.
Yeah, you have his card in your office. I can't remember his name offhand, but call him and have him direct you, because he said that they give out a lot of money every year, and this would work beneficial for them. And maybe we can pull some monies on a Quick Trip out of this.
We call that the quick trip path.
Absolutely. I'll call
Well, you
him.
can get a little sign.
Yep. But no, that'd be a good one to contact Quick Trip. And we're lucky enough, maybe they'll just fund all 4. Because I was told that they do give out lots of monies, but you gotta look into their program. They got some place for you to go and look at, and they're very willing to give monies. Yeah, so, look into that. Anything else, man?
No.
All right. We already touched on this with Ninth Avenue dirt work. Hopefully tomorrow they'll be there to finish that. The blacktop, as Mitch said, was done on Tuesday. The only blacktop we got left is down at the Mill Pond Park bathroom. They had one left in the area that needed to be blacktop. Ran all the materials, so when they do the police department parking lot, they'll finish that little spots, 10 by 10 or something like that, pretty small. So once they get that done, we'll do the seating stuff, and the final checklist items, as Mitch talked about, will be addressed some this year and some will have to follow till next year. Bridges, sweeping streets, cleaning debris and all the leaves that are falling. That hailstorm damage, repair of the food pantry roof is complete, and the siding on the north side has been done as well. We just cut down dead ash trees around here. If you'll notice, they're all gone. We're gonna have some new ones planted next Wednesday. They're just dead trees, so needed to come down. Rich Halden gravel, clean rock, riprap to replenish our stockpiles that we have. The manhole casting was reset up by the concession stand at Mill Pond. Had a huge crack, and underneath the manhole, those concrete rings are all busted and falling apart. So we put reset it and reported the concrete, so there's no more huge gaping, tripping hazards there. Zach and Trevor removed black dirt. They'd be the east side of the parking lot at the hockey building. Removed the black dirt because it was just weeds and wet all the time and crappy, so we put gravel in there with some drain tile so that we can have that. They put the temporary hockey rink on it so it's a little more level, so when you fill it, it doesn't take so long. And then in the summer, we're gonna utilize that as extra parking because it gets so busy down there.
Well, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Phone calls I got about that. And tell them I have no idea.
So we're gonna put boulders around it so people don't drive in the grass and all that, but just additional parking because all it grew was weeds anyway because it was just wet and packed down from that temporary hockey rink. So we did some black dirt work behind the sewer plant. That was pretty rough. That they had a hard time mowing because it was so ungodly rough that he just about bounced out of the tractor. Did the black dirt along the walking trail over on 12th, and the black dirt around that hockey rink. Got it all hydro-seeded. Acme Tree Service is going to keep removing dead ash trees when they got time. Boulevard trees, they're all over the place. We're going to do some more tree trimming tomorrow up on Maple past the Legion. There's quite a few hanging towards the road. We're going to take care of a bunch of them, and then a few other trees throughout town that we can get to. The park bathroom's been winterized and shut down for the season. Snowplow equipment's gotten ready. Plows has been tried. Salter, sander put on. There's a couple things I don't have on this report. Radio antennas I talked about during that storm this summer got messed up. It was having communication with our SCADA system. Less than a week or two. Jeremy had somebody up to fix the ones that they're actually at the sewer plant, and once they fixed that one, stuff started communicating a lot better. That being said, not this year, but in the future, when you look at upgrading all the radios at the lift stations, the wells, the towers, just because they're outdated, and communication is not the greatest with them, just because of how old they are. That's something we need to do at some point here. One other thing is actuators for the sand filters. If you guys remember, they installed actuators. They were too small, they kept breaking. They realized they installed ones that were too small, so they made get bigger ones. They should be hopefully installed by like December. So that we can, right now about half of them are ran by hand again like they originally were before, when this all started, because those actuators broke the actual motor. And the sludge slicker update, it should be coming in May, hopefully.
May?
Yeah. So that there's explosion-proof motors on there that apparently they can't get or didn't order or something. And they're
Plant should be up and running within the decade.
We'll need a new plant by the time we get it going.
I mean,
jeez.
Can I make one comment on I mean, this just dawned on me on the street sweeping. I have a friend who has said that theirs doesn't get swept as well, and I don't know what the route is or how, I don't know, but it's over 12th Avenue, over by the tracks behind O'Connell, kind of. So,
probably doesn't go there as much, there's less,
I'm not trying to add to Rich's
there's less
plate.
leaves over there is my guess. Cause
Okay.
usually like right now we hit spots that are super
Cause I
flat
think she was
trees.
saying like gravel, and I'm trying to think of where the gravel would be.
By the railroad tracks, there's kind of a
Okay.
loose,
Okay.
gravelly blacktop, not big
Good to
trees.
mention.
You mean crossing that we cut down?
Yeah.
I heard him today on our street.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm like, oh, mine's always good. I'm like, my street is so clean, so I'm really sorry that you feel that yours is not because Rich is on it, on my street, but,
I'll tell them to suit that one.
okay. It was just mentioned, so.
Did you say something about the closure of the train
What's
track?
that been, 2 years?
Yeah, well, you know what? I should tell you this quick, that I did get contacted by a new Union Pacific representative. And I did not bring it up. But yeah, somebody knew, some young guy just said, hey, I'm representing your area, if you guys ever need anything, I got his number. And I just didn't bring it up. I just thought I'm just.
Douglas said they did that 20
I
years
know.
ago.
Yes.
I didn't bring it up. I was like, I don't think everybody wants it closed. I don't think the board really wanted it closed. But yeah,
I do have one other comment about scooters, 11th Avenue. Total Excavating met us out here at end of Cedar Street. Somebody's potentially looking at building there. Those empty lots. Anyway, we went over to the 11th Avenue. He made some notes and whatnot, and they originally were involved with the improvements and everything done there. So I have no idea if they have any pull or say or anything in what they were gonna bring it up with this developer, like, there's all these items that haven't been done, so. That was just last week. So yeah, maybe something will happen with it. Okay. Yeah.
Jill, your paper copies,
We did.
it was up there, I had to do something with it. Calls are consistent with the past, and obviously with the weather and school being in session, they tend to dip down just a little bit, so you'll see that reflected on the report. For training, sent Officer Moline to Axon Taser instructor recertification course, and Officer Brady completed firearms red dot instructor course. So they're qualified now to instruct red dots and firearms, and then also tasers. So we'll be able to train our officers and train other agencies within the area.
We have a bunch of new officers that need
They all did
A
it.
guinea pig?
National Night Out, no, we don't actually, we got that checked off. Our transition to our new firearms and red dot system, we've started that. It's a process because it's a new site. The firearm that you have to train and get used to, different acquisition applies to that, so you have to kind of get used to it. It'll be a slow process, but we've started Sergeant McAfee, Strasser, and McGrain on that, and we've received just terrific feedback so far. For my research, it's a great thing to have on our department. Field training program, Officer Van Summer's in his first phase of it, and he is performing well. I think he's going to have a great future with our department. And I guess for community engagement, downtown trick-or-treating, partook in, and also the school Halloween parade. Officer McGrain's been in the school doing various different things. One presentation that he did was the dangers of the internet to the high school students. Took a full week to do that and go through it. I think that's important, and I sat in on several of them, and you could see that it did have an impact, and that was good. Just almost on a comical note, our officers collaborated for a Halloween safety video. That was an improvement from last year's. So we are making progress, is my point.
It was funny, it was very good.
Yeah, it was well put together. They worked with a high school student on it and collaborated with the church, so it was nice to see. Officer McGrain couldn't remember his lines, but that's why I wasn't in the video. They kicked me out.
Well, Hoffman did a good job of editing it. He couldn't remember his lines, so it ended up turning out pretty good. So
He did, yeah. I was proud of him. I thought they did a great job on it. Traffic enforcement, you may see more enforcement on the north end of town, coming in and going out, and on Highway 12 in that area, just to create awareness of the transition zones there. Can't talk. And also this time of year we have on Highway 12 grain trucks coming in, and it's kind of backing up on Highway 12. So we're working with community members there in the village to try to find a solution. Work with El City as well. Seems like it's kind of a new deal this year, so I don't know if it has to do directly with them and scheduling drop-offs, but we're aware, and we'll see where it goes to. Other than that, not too much. Get our second sergeant posting ready. Go through the steps of that. We have a commission meeting next week scheduled for, it's hopefully the state championship. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see what happens with that meeting. Right, Amy?
Right.
Are you going to it? Oh, never mind. All right.
The state championship, or you're
My meeting.
going to the police committee meeting?
That's right.
That's what's important.
I'd go to Mass.
Yeah. So I won't be there, Amy, but.
If we go to Madison, we'll have more people there than the actual
Liquor sales are up.
Huh?
Liquor sales are up down there.
Were they?
Yeah, 3 million last month.
So on the side note, with the union contract negotiations, our officers, seemed like that was a good thing. Their morale's up, they feel good about that, so thanks for working with them.
The morale should be up. We gave them pretty good grades.
I know,
Was it down? I mean.
I don't know, I just couldn't trace words to describe the situation.
I don't wanna hear what Jake, you know, Jake out of everything, for morale up or down. It's, take the percentage of the other guys. Tom? Oh. Damn bacon.
You guys got my report, so, October was another steady month, 151 calls for service, 47 were transfers, so, keeping busy. November, like Kevin has alluded to, sort of slowed down a little bit, but law averages will catch up to us here. Ashley's doing great as in her new role as a full-time medic. She's going through the FTO, advancing, doing well, working well with all the staff and other agencies. We were with police and fire at Trick Treat on Main Street, handed out a lot of candy. There were a lot of kids that came through, that was really fun to see. And then we were with police and fire again at the Baldwin Fishing School. I think Matt was there too. We did a little safety demonstration for them, let them show us their trucks and on Halloween day, and then we were here for color with the cops. Had a good time with that. In October, on October 28th, we did work with Rancho Local for a fundraiser. Anybody that brought in one of our flyers, on that day, Rancho Local would donate 25% of their bill towards our ambulance, so we got $750 from that. All we had to do was print out flyers and post them on the internet and hand them out to people, so. I'd like to thank Rancho Local, that was a phenomenal job, it's great to work with there, so.
I contributed 2 margaritas.
Did you?
Nicolene and I did as well.
They said it was one of their busiest Tuesdays they had in years, so. It's good community support, we appreciate that. The GMT 2024, haven't seen reimbursement numbers yet, but we should be getting those here soon. 2025 will start on January 1st, so it's actually going to be moving forward with that. State recognition, I did travel down to Madison for Courtney to get recognized down there for the First Responder of the Year. They did a really good job. Brought everybody down through the assembly, and afterwards we got a meeting with Glenn Krybeck and Rob Stashels, got our pictures taken with them, Courtney did, and it was a really good time. A lot of great people down there, and it was a fun time. And over the last board meeting, I was down in Madison at a conference. One of the sessions I wanted to attend was a pre-hospital blood use in EMS. Our former employee, Brian Oldie, was presenting on that. He implemented that in the service we got now. And that's something we've been working with Western Wisconsin Health to be able to start utilizing blood. Blood's a fine, limited resource. We can use it in certain situations, so it's sort of a big deal though. We got to be able to keep it cool and all that stuff, but they've been seeing great results with it as far as getting trauma patients' blood, better results, quicker recovery times, that kind of stuff. So it was a good conference on a few things, but that's about all I got.
Is Lakeview about the only one around here doing that right now?
Yep, Lakeview does, and that's stage in Stillwater. Working with other agencies, we had blood here in Baldwin, obviously the BLS is the Glenwood Cities, the Spring Valleys, but even Ellsworth would be calling us for blood. And Ellsworth likes to get traumas down there.
Yeah.
So they get some
Likes to
traumas.
get trouble.
They need a lot of
They
help.
will have
They do. So, blood's expensive, it's $800 if we use it, we have to pay the hospital back $800. Working with our billing company, we can have a special fee just for that. If we give blood as a special billing fee, that will include that cost, so. But, you know, saves a life, so.
Thanks, Tom. Beth?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting
It's a lot of
$800 a liter. I'm gonna start selling that one around my house. Get some
I
fresh.
got it for free every 2 months.
All right, what's coming down is the November newsletter and calendar. We've changed our newsletter format so that it is now printable because not everybody has signed up for it, so that people can get it in the library. And then my mother, God bless her soul, put together the calendar. She has banned me from putting any more activities on Tuesdays. I don't understand why. I don't think the square is filling up.
So, some good events that we had over the past month, we did Color with Cops and Friends. We had 30 attend. The next one will be in December. Darcy and I did meet and we did plan out all of our 2026 dates and kind of what we're doing at each one. In December, the cops are going to be making ornaments and decorating cookies with the kids. So we try to keep it, change it up to keep it fresh for the kids so it's not always sit, color a sheet, eat pizza kind of concept. So
When's my big day in December?
I don't have like December 10th, 9th.
That's when you guys are gonna do it, right?
That's when you will be judging gingerbread houses.
You can't.
I know. I don't want that. Can I taste that stuff?
You don't.
Everybody's touched everything.
I don't care. That isn't. I'm not afraid of that.
We've added a Saturday story time. It's one a month. We had 17 that came to Donuts with Dad. It lasted a whole 15 minutes and then we evacuated the building. So, but the kids did really good with the evacuation. I was very proud of them. They didn't panic. They just got up and calmly exited. I credit the dads to helping with all of that. We'll run the story times November through March because I feel in the summer there's too many other things going on. So, we had the first teen night at the library. We had 7 kids come. They played hide and seek and ate pizza. Let me tell you, hiding in the library was kind of challenging for them. But if any of you are familiar where we put our coffee, they did, the last one we did was, I don't remember what they called it, but one person hides and then you find that person and then you hide with them, right? They hid behind the coffee cups. You cannot fit 7 people behind the coffee cups.
Especially when one of them is 6'2".
Yes,
My daughter was there.
It was kind of funny to sit and watch them. But they gave some great feedback as to other activities they would like to see and things like that. So that was nice to see. I've been partnering with the 4K and the Junior K. So I go in the classroom once a month and I read a story and we do a craft. So November was the first month. We'll do that through the end of the year, school year. We have finished weeding our adult nonfiction section. So at this point, the whole library in 2025 has all been weeded. We weeded every section. We're still working on finishing up that last inventory. In lieu of that, the IFLS consultant on collection management and development is coming on Friday to give Molly and I some tips as to how often we should be weeding, what needs to be weeded, heavier than what we did this year. Just give us some ideas of that collection management so we have a well-rounded collection. We will be starting a seed library. People can come and get small packets of seed. I don't know about any of you, but I don't need to plant like 100 carrot seeds. So this breaks those seed packets up into smaller packets. The goal is to have that ready and up in for people to get in March in case they want to make things like seed tapes or start their tomato plants, things like that ahead of time. I learned a lot about building support networks and in this 3-part series that I just attended, so it'll be interesting to see how that, how I play that into the future as we build community support for the library and take the community out with that. The director's retreat and the staff retreat went well. I found it interesting. I liked my speaker and found my breakout sessions not to be very helpful. But my staff found it the other way, where the breakout sessions were more informative to them than with their speakers. So. Any questions?
What is rock painting activity?
You take a rock and you paint it.
Wow.
Any special instruction?
No, you get to make whatever you want.
Okay, I might try to.
Excellent. So, and they're not tiny rocks. They're going to be rocks. They're rocks like this size. So they're bigger rocks.
Pretty cool.
Throw it at Lance's house.
What?
No,
Or chicken food.
no, it's not what we do.
Let's not get everybody ideas.
That's really good. Yeah. You build on experience, I feel. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Beth. Mark.
So the only thing I have tonight is just an update on CAMI apartment development. After, Eric, would you say 3 weeks of radio silence?
Please.
Literally, we're like, oh, we're gonna be just where we were 3-4 years ago.
More
And then miraculously, I called Gonzalo and left a message, and him and Mergens called me back an hour later. And they're still on track. They got their budget to Ellers, their project budget. The project budget is being now gone through the fine tooth comb by Ellers. And so they'll come up with a kind of a pro forma that they think is eligible for TIF reimbursement. We have a couple of meetings at the beginning of December. We have the planning commission has to review the plans. And then there's a board of, it's not a board of adjustment, but it's a tax, what's a
Joint review board.
Review board,
Joint
thank you,
review
Gail.
board, yeah.
TID review board that will meet, I think it's either the first or the second. So, and then from that point, I believe it'll be coming back to the board for the December meeting, kind of for the final, I think the final approval. So they're still on track. They want to start, like, get this before the end of the year. Their permit's been kind of approved, most of it. Yeah, so there's still some of that that's under review, you know, but we've got maybe 3/4 of that back. So anyway, it's moving ahead, so, any questions on that? But.
Can I comment on that?
Yes, sir.
Think about that, I think when we discussed that initially, it could be somewhere in the neighborhood of between $15 and $20 million valuation. Divide that by a $300,000 house and see how many homes that would create tax-wise for the village. I mean, this is a big deal for a long term for the village. Something you really need to think about and consider, because you can't create that kind of assessed value by just building houses here when there's no infrastructure for the houses.
Yeah, it's 82 units approximately. They're going, it looks like they're going ahead with the whole thing right away. And there would probably be another phase eventually in the future. So we're looking at a big development. And the way this TID will be approved, Ellers is gonna look at and come up with what they think they're really gonna need. And then that's what the TID will be based on. So the rest of the additional revenue will come back to the village. So even at 10% or 50%, it's still a lot of tax revenue. So.
Is that all?
Yep, that's all I have.
Have we had any interest at all, now that I just remembered this about the vacant land at the end of Oak Ridge?
Haven't heard nothing about that.
Not for a while.
We're done with the contract with that.
Yeah, there's nothing with Opus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made a motion to keep getting money from them, and they completely said, no, we were not interested whatsoever, so.
Funny thing is,
Great
we were driving down to Milwaukee for the Brewers game, you see Opus buildings all along 94.
Opus buildings or just their signs?
All their signs with a new building right next to it.
Right. Vacant or not? Vacant. Right, I suppose we're paying property tax on it, so. One thing for you.
Okay.
My iPad situation, or whatever you're doing to get us the information, mine didn't work. I wasn't really notified other than an email. Are we
Your
not
emails-
doing Dropbox no more? Is that what the deal is here?
Your
or
emails
what?
keep bouncing back.
Yeah, well, that's not good. That's something we need to figure out then.
Yep, you were gonna come in and
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah.
Get it from phone.
Well, we gotta figure that out because I have nothing on my iPad about information. about
Do we
this.
switch out of Whitford yet?
Well, I don't know. I think December 1st, quickly, right? Well, we need to figure out what's going on. Are we doing Civics Plus? Is that what's gonna be now, how to get the information?
Yeah, so it'll be on the board portal, and then you get an email PDF as a backup. So unfortunately, you couldn't get your email, you couldn't get the portal, so
Yeah, I had to get
portal
out.
is something, yeah, it didn't work
So-
today.
That needs to be fixed, though. That's my
Yeah, so we gotta get you
comment
set
toward
up.
you. I don't know, did you get yours working?
No, it won't, I keep doing forgot password to try to get it to reset, and
It
it
won't
won't
work.
send me an email.
Yeah, it won't send me an email either. So,
Okay.
up to her.
Okay.
You can do that right when you're done with this meeting tonight.
There you go.
I don't love the platform, but
Yeah, its change is different.
It's just very different. and kind of-
Anything else? Yeah, we'll figure it out. I guess. Anything else? Okay, we'll take a small recess before we go into closed session. Yep, everybody can get up and leave. That's how you wanted to put it, like, we'll have a small
Get
recess
out.
and everybody get out.
So rude.
So moved.
Like us.
Shutting down.
With it.
I'll be done Wednesday.
We gotta get
I have that other, I'll have my wife drop it off my other iPad, that new one.
We have to,
And then, because then it'll be December first, it'll be December first, right?
yeah, we gotta get emails. And we get emails that we should get our
Right. Okay. Then,
No, not even.
we'll go into full session and you guys.
So, but for future reference, go ahead.
Good night.
Was your brother checking on you, or keeping an eye on you to see if you're doing the right things here, or what? Oh, okay. See you, Mitch.
Hey.
Huh?
Yeah, I have to.
Was it, wait, hold on a second. Hi, I don't know,